Hello and welcome to another exciting, useless review with me, Chris. Today, we're having a look at Necromunda, Book of the Outlands. Big thank you to Games Workshop for sending me a review copy of this book, as I am a pretty big fan of Necromunda, and so this is definitely going to get, put on my shelf and displayed lovingly. So, with Necromunda, Book of the Outlands, holy moly. I've already had a quick skim through the book. This review will be a little bit different from the other useless reviews, where basically I go through the book pretty cold and, it's just basically my first reactions to a lot of the stuff. Whereas this one here, as soon as it showed up, I had to look at it and see what was in it and get all excited. Just get myself excited, really. I'm my own one-man hype fest. So, Book of the Outlands. We're looking at Prospectors, the Nomads, as well as Orlok and vehicle stuff. Yeah, so this is pretty exciting. It's a hardcover book. It's got the little nylon ribbon inside so you can bookmark it and everything like that. Really, really fantastic stuff. Here, we'll get right into it. Let's just get right into it. Cover page. Only in the absence of law and order can the righteous rule. For freedom and justice are but other words for survival. And out in the waste, survival is everything. Beyond the steel tombs of the clan houses and their decadent masters, the true Necromunda begins. Beneath poison yellow skies, pale cloaked creatures dwell, clawing from the cursed ashen ground, with little is to be had upon the ruined, blighted world. With hateful eyes, they regard the raiders from the hives who ride forth on smoke-belching machines to take whatever scant resources they have. Is it any wonder, then, that the people of the waste fight so hard to keep what is theirs? To exist in this place is to be constantly at war with the environment and those who dwell within it. A battle for survival that can only end when Necromunda truly is a dead and barren planet. Outside the looming hive cities, the clan houses are the intruders, who must struggle simply to exist upon a world that is forever trying to extinguish them. Very, very cool. Nice way to get started. So, table of contents, right off from page 5, we get into the Ash Waste Nomads, we get into their game composition, campaign play, then we get into the Ash Waste Nomads Chieftain, Katragi? Anyway, the Nomads Naktu Tari Watcher, the Waitari Stormcaller, the Nomads Dust Riders, the Nomad Warriors, and the Nomad Dust Runners. And that's for the Ash Waste Nomads. Then the Iron Head Squat Prospectors, gang composition, campaign play. Then we get the rules for the Iron Head Squat Prospector Charter Masters, the Prospector Drill Master, Prospector Drill Kin, Prospector Digger, and Prospector Gearhead. Then we get into, by page 38, we get into the Wasteland Gangs, gang composition, adding vehicles, vehicle crews, Orlok, Iron Runner, Scum Racer, Guild of Coin Hauler, and vehicle crew skills and equipment list, hangers-on and brutes. We get the Nomad Arthemite Herder, the Arthemite Dune Scuttler, Ironhead Prospectors Vardayan Exo Driller, Outland Beastmaster, the Beastmasters are back, Exotic Beast being the Wasteland Giant Rat, Millisaur, and Ripperjack. Those, for any of you longtime Necromunda players, will be very familiar with a lot of those little names and what those little creatures look like. I'm pretty sure Forge World has models for them. Wasteland Workshop by page 58, designing your own vehicle. Yes, you heard that right. Vehicle upgrades, vehicle war gear, then the Orlok Outrider Quad, the Ridge Runner, Wolf Quad, Rock Grinder, and Guild of Coin Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler. Oof. Then we get into, by page 84, we get into battles in the Ash Wastes, generating battlefield conditions. Additional rules by page 94. Ash Waste Nomad Gang Tactics, Ironhead Squat Prospectors Gang Tactics, Orlock Vehicle Gang Tactics, and then Skills. Page 106, we get into the vehicle rules, general principles, conditions, vehicle characteristic profiles, characteristics and characteristic checks, vehicle cards, vehicle movement, vehicle impacts, resolving hits on and by vehicles, and then vehicles in the end phase. And then by page 132, weapon reference chart, going over the armor, personal equipment, weapon accessories, and weapon traits. Man, this is this feels like this really should have came out like the same week or the week following from the Ash Waste release, just because this definitely would have been well received. And yeah, so we get into the Ash Wastes, the Ash Waste Nomads. We get some background material. Then of course we get into the composition of the gangs. Hangers on, they can take ammo jacks, rogue docs, and sloppers. But I think like bounty hunters and stuff won't work for them. Yeah, no hired guns will sign on to work with Ash Waste Nomads. As such, they cannot be hired by an Ash Waste Nomad gang unless explicitly stated in their rules. Alliances, Ash Waste Nomads never enter into an alliance with another group. I assume outside of Ash Waste Nomads. Then it gives you the rules for the territories, how to generate the territories. Then we get into Chieftains rules. This feels a lot more comprehensive than what we get in the, basically it's the instruction book of the Ash Waste box set. So we get a nice hard copy version of the rules. And we also get the inclusion of the Stormcaller. The Stormcaller is the new model that come out from Forge World. And yeah, basically he's kind of like the old rat skin shaman kind of thing. Mind you, he's not doing like a rain dance or anything. I don't know. that might rub some people the wrong way. Anyway, then we get into the Dust Riders. It gives us all their rules. Wonderful. We get into the Warriors, the Gangers. It gives us all their options, all the rules, all their skill access. And then the Juves. And the Juves, oh man, the profile of a Juve, man, it's rough being a Juve in the Ash Waste. Weapon skill, bliss skill are 5s. Initiatives are 3. So it's not bad. A little light on their toes, right? But their leadership and cool, oof, 9 and 7, and then 8 and 9. But they learn fast. They learn fast, right? So then, once we're done with that, we get into the Ironhead Prospectors. Man, as soon as I saw these little guys, they were just immediately, I had to get them. And huge thank you to Games Workshop for sending me a copy. The Ironhead Squat Prospectors, you get the leader. The profile of them, they are based like the leader here. They're slow movement, right? Weapon skill, bliss skill, decent. Strength is normal for a human, but their toughness 4. The leader has leader wounds. Initiative is kind of crap. They're 5. Cool and leadership are good. Willpower and intelligence are all good. Get lots of options, group activation, skills, and then lots of weapon options. They even, like, just that basic weapon, they get bolt guns. They're expensive, but they get them. And of course, everything for them is called an Iron Head. It's got Iron Head before it. So they got Iron Head auto guns, which are a little bit better than regular auto guns. Iron Head bolt gun, Iron Head auto pistol, bolt pistol, hand flamer, stub gun with dum-dum rounds, stone burner. Not sure what the stone burner is. I haven't really looked into that. The flamer, melt-a-gun. Yeah, they get a melt-a-gun as well. The Prospectors, they're miners, right? So not miners, but miners. And yeah. Then they get the Iron Head heavy flamer, heavy stubber, and the mining laser. Very, very cool. Close combat, they get circular stone saw, fighting knife, gem extractor. I don't know who wants to get into a fight with a guy with a gem extractor. You're going to have your gems removed, essentially, is what I'm hearing here. Iron Head, Arc Welder, Power Axe, Power Fist, Power Hammer, and Power Pick. Don't even know what a Power Pick is. War Gear Grenades. They get grenades, man. They get blasting charges, frag grenades, crack grenades, and smoke grenades. Armor. They have Carapace, Light and Heavy, Flak, and Mesh. They even get fields. They can have a Conversion Field, Displacer Field, or Refractor Field. Personal equipment, Bio Booster, Drop Rig, Filter Plugs, Grav Chute, Medicae Kit, Photo Goggles, Photo Lumens, and Respirator. And then they can also accessorize the weapons with Infrasight, Monosight, Suspensors, and Telescopic Sight. Oof. Yeah, these guys get a lot of tools. As you'd expect for a little gang of, high-tech prospector kind of things, right? So then we get the Prospector Drill Master. He's the champion. He's your heavy. Profile is not quite as good as the leader, as expected. Same toughness, though. And little less on the leadership, cool, willpower, and intelligence. He's basically one up from that, or one worse, I suppose. They also get access to brawn, ferocity, leadership, and shooting. And then wisdom of the ancients is another category they can get their skill access from. The champion, or the leader, primary brawn, secondary combat, primary leadership, secondary savant, primary shooting, and secondary wisdom of ancients. And wisdom of ancients also has all their rules as well for skills. Then you get their gangers, the drillkin, and they get a whole whack ton of options as well. You get their diggers, the juves. They get a bunch of options. And of course, in typical Juve fashion, they are fast learners, and basically they can start upping themselves. Like once they start getting some XP rolling, you can improve them pretty fast. And of course, their skill access at Juve is only secondary brawn, secondary combat, shooting primary, and no access to wisdom of ancients. Probably not until they get to the big guy, the driller. Then you also get the Iron Head Squat Prospector Gearheads. This is crew for vehicles. You can pay for them. So for example, if you wanted to have them as on a quad, trike, cargo 8, right? So that's pretty darn interesting. Yeah, so they can eat, okay, so we're not at that point yet in the book, but the vehicles they get are light vehicles, custom vehicle, yeah, Ridge Runner, Rock Grinder, and Wolf Quad. And then pistols, they also get auto pistol, bolt pistol, stub pistol with dum-dum rounds, and they get bio booster, filter plugs, photo goggles, and respirators. But yeah, these little squat duders. I don't even know what a wolf quad is. What's a wolf quad? Is that the same thing as what the Orlocks ride? I have no idea. I've read the book. I like I said, I read the book, but like not in depth. Then we get into the Wasteland Gangs. It gives us a little bit of fluff, gives us the composition, as well as hiring your crew, getting into vehicles, all this stuff. I missed this before. Wasteland Gangs, apart from Ash Waste nomads, consider the following equipment to be part of their gang equipment for all fighters, except crew. Wasters dirt bikes, 50 creds. So everybody can be on bikes. If you got the creds. If you got the creds, if you got the cash, you can get you a bike. A fighter equipped with a Waster's dirt bike increases their movement characteristic to 8 inches. Gangs the mounted condition. The war gear cannot be combined with any other war gear that affects a fighter's movement, such as jump boosters or grav cutter. Everybody gets bikes. I didn't realize everybody got bikes. I just caught that just now. Again, because like this will be like the second time going through this book. Then we get into the section on vehicle crews. We get the Orlock Iron Rider crew, and they can pretty much, pick whatever. Scum Racer crew, available to all gangs except the Ash Waste Nomads. And then Guild of Coin Hauler. And again, these are available to all gangs except the Ash Waste Nomads. And then vehicle skills and equipment. They get Savant secondary, shooting primary, and driving primary. And of course, gives all the points for custom vehicles: Wolf Quad, Ridge Runner, Rock Grinder, Orlock Outrider Quad, and the Ridge Hauler. And the Orlock Outrider Quad is only available to the Orlocks. The Ridge Hauler, and then you got Gilded Coin Hauler only. And the Hauler is expensive, like in creds. But be a lot of fun. Do some scenarios with that. Hangers on and brutes. I've skimmed this briefly. If your rep is nice and high, you get at least, well, if you have less than 5, you can have access to 1. 5 to 9, you get 2, and then it goes up to about 24 where you can get 5. Basically, these are just people who will hang out and help you out. Hangers on like 0 to 2 Nomad Arthemite Herders. Brutes being a Arthemite Dune Scuttler. They're only available to Ash Waste Nomads. These guys are only available to Ash Waste Nomads. Okay. And then the Exo Driller, that's obviously available only to the Squat Prospector gangs. Man, I can't talk. It has all its rules. It's a durable little thing. Toughness. Yeah. Then we get the Outland Beastmasters. They're available to any gang, which is a lot of fun. And they got all the rules for the Beast, the Giant Rat, the Millisaur, and the Ripperjack. The Ripperjack looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? Then we get into the rules for the Wasteland Workshop. Now, this is where we get to have a bit of fun, because basically, this is where you design your own vehicle. This is a lot of fun. This reminds me of the old chapter-approved design your own vehicle rule for 40K. This is what this feels like. This feels like that old kind of thing, but a little bit more refined. Not as loosey-goosey as those old rules. These are a little bit more refined as far as like what you can pick from, you know? But still a lot of fun. And I can see like a lot of the vehicles from like Gene Stealer Cult, the bikes, the trucks, all that stuff. Man, like a lot of fun. So anyway, you can basically choose the way you go through 3 steps when designing your own vehicle. You choose a base vehicle template, purchase your vehicle upgrades, and then purchase the war gear. Pretty straightforward. The template is you can basically design a light vehicle when it gives all of its special rules and its profile. And then of course it leaves like the crew spots blank because obviously that's for your crew. Medium vehicle. And so just to go, okay, so I'll read just the descriptions or the, the descriptive text for it. A light vehicle, usually based on a small light chassis like the Wolf Quad. These are the lightest and quickest vehicles cobbled together for use in the Ash Waste, generally sacrificing durability for speed and maneuverability. So, makes sense. So like the Quad, right? The Quad, if you looked at the model, the Quad is like just a frame with an engine. Like, I don't even know if, I mean, it's like motocross kind of thing. Like, it's just a frame, gas tank, an engine, and away you go, right? And wheels. Medium vehicle, usually based on a flexible chassis like the Ridge Runner. These vehicles balance speed and durability in an attempt to create a balanced vehicle suitable for most situations. These form the backbone of any gang. Very, very cool. And they can be wheeled or tracked. Doesn't matter. So again, if you are, an avid converter, this is your excuse to make up whatever you want. Like, this is really, really fun. And this is a really great way to cannibalize a lot of other kits out there in Warhammer 40,000. And yeah, I mean, like, there's already dirt bikes, there's already quads, there's already, light vehicles, and you know what I mean? Like, there's already a bunch of this stuff. Or just make up your own, right? Then you can get a heavy vehicle, usually based on a hardy chassis like a rock grinder. These vehicles are the largest that a gang can construct for themselves. Lumbering machines, they are ideal for hazardous journeys across the Ash Wastes In firefights, they rely upon their ability to take damage rather than evade it. They're not very fast, these heavy vehicles. The medium vehicles are faster, obviously, but they got really good armor. 7s. Handling is crap, though. The handling is a bad, it's a bad roll you need. And they have 2 vehicle weapon hardpoints, so you can slap 2 weapons on these things. So you can get a pretty decent crew together on these. But man, like, and then, of course, and then the other fun one is walkers. You can add walkers in these things. Often based on bipedal vehicles such as the ubiquitous Sentinel, walkers are not as fast as other vehicles, but are extremely maneuverable, able to bring their firepower to bear wherever it is needed. And they're weak. They're not that fast. They don't have a lot of hard points or hull points. But yeah. I mean, they're not expensive, not like a heavy vehicle. They're about the same price as the light vehicles in credits. A little bit more than a light vehicle, but not much more. Not as expensive as a medium vehicle. It's a little over half the cost. Then you get into your custom vehicle equipment. And basically, during the course of a campaign, a custom vehicle may be fitted with additional vehicle war gear and the vehicle upgrades from the custom vehicle equipment list, the trading post, and the black market. So you can equip stuff even from those areas as well once you get some creds going, right? During the course of a campaign, any custom vehicle hardpoints can be equipped with a weapon from this list or the basic, special, or heavy sections of the trading post or black market. And so what are the vehicle upgrades? Well, crash cage, escape hatches, extra armor, ram, transport bed. Driving upgrades are all-wheel steering, emergency brake, and tire claws. Engine upgrades, easy turnover, nitro burners, and smoke vents. Easy turnover. I think I'd want to invest that. And it's only a couple creds. It's not expensive. Weapons, it can take autogun, las gun. Special, can take grenade launcher and long las. Heavy, can take a harpoon launcher, heavy stubber, and a mining laser. You get a mining laser? I thought that would only be for the prospectors. Anyway, vehicle war gear is boarding ramps. Boarding ramps, remember boarding ramps? All you Morka players. Body spikes, flare launchers, headlights, smoke launchers, and wheel sides. Wheel sides. Just for those ride-bys when you just want to lop somebody's kneecaps off. Then you purchase your upgrades, and then, yeah, it gives you all the list of commons, and yeah, man, like, and like, the vehicles, the pricing on the vehicles can get a little crazy, but, I mean, why not? And then, of course, gives us all our rules on all the abilities, like all-wheel steering. A vehicle fitted with all-wheel steering increases its handling characteristic by 1. Okay, this upgrade cannot be taken by a vehicle with either the skimmer or walker special rule. Skimmers. Everybody's gears are turning at that point, right? Skimmers. We can have skimmers? You damn skippy. Transport cage. Oh yeah, and then it gives you all your locomotion special rules. Skimmers, tracked, walker, and wheeled. Purchase all your war gear. Gives you all the rules for that. The Orlock Outrider Quad gives us the rules for that. Only Orlocks can have it, but gives us all the options and lays it all out nice and clearly. Again, I wish this was in the main book, in the box set when we got this. Ridge Runner, available to any gang except Ashwaste Nomads, and gives us all our stats and profiles for that, and the equipment for it, all the price listings. There's like this book is like a lot of the vehicle rules. The Wolf Quad is available to anybody except the Ashwaste Nomads, and it's fast, really light, not as light or not as armored as the Quad, but yeah, it's a wheeled vehicle. Yeah. Gives you all the weapon options and war gear you can equip onto it. Again, man, this is something that should have been included in the main book. That's the last time I'll say that. Rock Grinder, available to all gangs except the Ashwaste Nomads. A pretty durable vehicle. It's wheeled. Has all the options. It's a whole page just on that vehicle. Pretty darn cool, man. Gilded Coin, Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler. We got our rules right there. Very durable vehicle. And of course, it's a lot of creds. But Yeah. It's got a lot of stuff. And even whatever's in the part of like the carriages, it can take either armored containers, which confer bonuses, or it can take Promethium tanks, which confer bonuses. Yeah, they're pretty darn cool. You can get a Stormbolter for this thing. Stormbolter expensive, as you'd expect. Get a Stormbolter, just tear people apart. Then you get the Ridge Hauler trailers, and here's where you get into the how much they can transport, and also whatever their cargo load is, because they can take a valuable cargo, trading run, or varied cargo. And of course, it gives us all the different rules. The varied cargo is where you armored Minotaur containers or Promethium tanks. And it gives you all the rules for the containers, the Promethium tanks. Man, then it gives us some heraldry. That almost looks like Bad Moons. Bad Moons. Again, like there's no reason why we can't have like orcs and Eldar and all sorts of crazy crap in the Ash Wastes. There's no reason. There's no reason. Right? Like a Genestealer cult. What would a Genestealer cult in Necromunda, just to do like a one-to-one kind of translation and just give them the same rules? Delac? Would they be more like Delac? Then we get into battles in the Ash Waste, and this is generating our battlefield conditions. I think this is pretty much the same as in the main rulebook, but here we get it in this book just for convenience. Gives us the rules for or pictures of the cargo weight hauler. Gives us the pictures of the prospectors, the nomads. Then we get into additional rules by page 94. And the Ash Waste Nomad Gang Tactics, and all their gang tactics in here. Of course, you can also get the cards, I'd assume. Lots and lots of options. The Squat Prospectors get their gang tactics here as well, or you can get the cards. The Orlok Vehicle Gang Tactics, or get the cards. Get into your skills, and of course we have our tables for the Wisdom of Ancients, Driving, and the Wastelands. Wisdom of Ancients. There are 6 abilities. Here, we'll look at Chemical Bonds Never Break. The fighter can use Chem twice before it is removed from their fighter card. So, yeah. Dependable like Kin. This fighter ignores the unstable trait on any weapon they are equipped with and may re-roll any ammo checks they take. That's pretty handy, especially for your champion with a heavy stubber or particle laser or whatever. Driving, there's 6 abilities. Like the first one is Jink. Once per round, when the vehicle is hit by an attack, this crew may attempt to make a special Jink save, which cannot be modified by the weapon's armor piercing value. Roll a d6, and on a 6+, the crew's quick reaction enable them to jerk the controls and avoid the attack. The hit is ignored. So it's kind of like Jink. For everybody who's familiar with the Jink rule back in 40k, an edition or 2 ago, when Flyers had Jink. I know because Eldar Flyers always had them, right? So anyway. But yeah, so like, okay, for example, the skills, Wisdom of Ancients, here's the titles. Where there's scrap, there's creds. Nobody pushes kin around. Chemical bonds never break. Dependable like kin. Stubborn to the last. There's always another secret. Those are fun. That sounds like Prospector talk to me. Now, are they going to have like the old-timey Prospector voices? Driving, you have Jink, Expert Driver, Heavy Foot. That sounds like my wife's driving. Slalom, T-Bone, and Running Repairs. Wastelands, Born to the Wastes, Stormwalker, Eyes of the Wasteland, Beast Handler, Ever Vigilant, and Bring It On. What's Bring It On? This fighter may take the Bring It On basic action. It's a basic action. Bring it down. Oh, bring it down. Bring it on. It's bring it down. It's not bring it on. I can't read. It's a bring it down basic action. Designate an enemy model in line of sight for the remainder of the round. All friendly fighters, including this fighter, may ignore the rules for target priority and may re-roll the dice to hit when performing the shoot basic action against the designated target. That's pretty darn good. That's a good ability. Just pick out somebody and says, yeah, him, we got to take him down. Man. But it's enemy model. So it could be used against the vehicles too. Yeah. Then we get into vehicle rules. And of course, the book has a nice little ribbon here. I have it separated. Anyway, it gives us all our vehicle rules. Mounted conditions, vehicle characteristics, handling, the vehicle cards, filling them out, vehicle actions, vehicle rules for the vehicle impacts. Of course, it gives us some nice guides as far as resolving what is side, what is rear, making an attack, the rolls, the damage tables, wrecked vehicles, injured crew, and then the lasting damage. Write it off. Loss of control tests, rolling, nerve checks, vehicles in the end phase. And then, I don't recall it describing that in the previous book, but yeah. Then we get into the heraldry of the HAB buildings. We get our vehicle reference page, our charts by page 132. Has all the rules. Like, what was one of those crazy weapons there? The las cutter. What was the las cutter? That was a basic weapon? Or was that a combat weapon? I'm looking for it now. But yeah, like the Iron Head auto gun. It's a rapid fire 2. It's rapid fire 2. It's not rapid fire 1. A regular auto gun is rapid fire 1. The Iron Heads have auto guns at rapid fire 2. Yeah. Same profile, pretty sure. Yep. Yeah, it's exact same as an auto gun, except it's rapid fire 2. That's the big difference. What was I looking for? Oh, right, the las cutter. Close combat weapons. Circular stone saw. It's got melee, rendering, and power pack. Gem extractor. That's the other one. Yeah, gem extractor. It's combat. It's a strength +1. Has a -1. Does 2 damage, melee, and power pack. Whatever power pack. I don't know what power pack does. I'll have to look that up later on. The arc welder. Oh yeah. Ooh, the arc welder is deadly. Causes blaze. It is deadly though. The arc welder. Oof. It's +2 to your strength, -2, and doing 3 damage. That's nasty. That's nasty. Why don't I see the darn las arc or las cutter? I don't know. I missed it. Then it gets into the armor, field armor, personal equipment. And then we get weapon accessories. Then we get into weapon trait. Oh, you know what? Yeah, where's power pack? I'm going to look up what power pack is. I'll look that up right now since I'm curious. Power pack. There it is. Power pack. A weapon with this trait is worn mounted on the power pack of an Ironhead Squat Prospector and does not count towards the maximum number of weapons a fighter can carry. However, the fighter cannot have more than 2 weapons with this trait. If the weapon also has the melee trait, it can be used in addition to any other weapon carried by the fighter, granting an additional close combat attack. That's pretty darn cool. That is pretty darn cool. Gives you all the little special rules. And yeah. And then that's it. That's the end of the book. That's the end of the book. That's the end of the book. Even gives us a little bit more fluff at the end with some pretty art. But yeah, Book of the Outlands, pretty darn cool. Big thank you to Games Workshop for sending me a copy of this for review. I can't wait. I actually want to start designing vehicles, and yeah, like this, I can easily see a lot of people. I could easily see the designing the vehicle stuff being a part of the hobby. And there's other games out there that are, apocalyptic road games, and I'm wondering if this is kind of touching on that kind of thing, because yeah, there's quite a bit you can do. Like I skimmed over. I just briefly touched on a lot of the stuff, and yeah, like there's a lot there. It's not like it's really really dense with a lot of specifics, but it's actually really kind of open, because you can take whatever vehicles, and it accounts for skimmers, wheeled, tracked, walker, which are the main categories of vehicles in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, which means that you can have you know, a jet bike, an Eldar jet bike, Dark Eldar jet bike, right? It crashed on the planet, somehow ended up on Necromunda. Somebody retooled it up. However, who knows? Make up your reasons, and away you go. Personal bike, a squat on a Dark Eldar bike. Can you imagine it? Your head probably just exploded. Some of you hardcore lore fans out there, your head probably exploded at that idea. And yeah, like that. Again, these are the kind of possibilities and open-endedness that I like in this game, and campaigns like this. And I really enjoy narrative kind of campaign type of play. Not that I get to play a lot of it in like 40K or anything like that, but like I always like to. But it's just, you know, 40K, you know, it's this feels like it should be its own topic, I think. So I'll just say that, yeah, 40K, I'd like to play more narrative, but there are downsides to it. Not like detrimental to the game or anything. It's just my own personal, you know, foibles. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully you guys found it informative. Hopefully a lot of you Necromunda fans out there are very excited for this book. I honestly would recommend just about everybody who's passionate about Necromunda. This is kind of for the custom vehicle. That's really the big draw for this book as far as I'm concerned. And the rules, right? Because it's the custom vehicles and the vehicle rules. So having vehicles in your army, if you're an Escher ganger and, you know, you want to get some vehicles and play some Ash Waste, totally can. Just get this book, design your own bikes, or even buy the pre-described bikes and, you know, find yourself some models. The Genestealer Cult, I mean, everything in that Genestealer Cult army, as far as the vehicles are concerned, that's all up for grabs. That's all up for grabs. I mean, you can also go in for some old orc trucks. Just go for an orky truck, right? Why not? It's ramshackle, it's, you know, beat up, bolted together, it's rough. It's the kind of thing you would see in Necromunda. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'm thoroughly excited by what the possibilities this offers, and hopefully you guys are excited about it as well. And yeah, I'm rambling at this point because, I mean, again, the gears are just turning as far as like what you can do. But anyway, big thank you to my patrons. Without their support, these videos would not be possible. If you're considering Patreon support, click the link in the description below. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys in the next useless review or unboxing or shorts, or come over to wayofthebrush.com. Got stuff for sale.